Joining me now is Bernd Lange. He is chair of the European Parliament's Committee on International Trade. Thanks so much for joining.
Hello.
So first, I wonder, where do your discussions stand? Because as you know, Trump keeps repeating his threat to take Greenland one way or the other. Have you decided to freeze those talks in response to those threats?
No, we are discussing our normal legislative process, and we are a little bit concerned because the reason for going for the deal of Scotland is to have security and predictability, and this is not given for several reasons. First reason is, some weeks after the deal of Scotland, the USTR lifted more than 400 products from this 15% base tariff to 50% tariff of steel and aluminium, because these products are containing steel and aluminium. But it is really harming the European machinery production, agricultural technique, and so on. And this is not in the spirit of the deal. So we really plead the USTR, before we are lifting US products tariff-free, please reverse this decision taken some weeks after the deal. Secondly, nobody knows what the Supreme Court will rule, and this might be also lead to some change in the tariff situation in the United States. And thirdly, yes, the geopolitical situation, specifically regarding Greenland and the territorial sovereignty of every country in the world, specifically when it is belonging to Europe. It is also a reason why we are really reflecting now how fast we can go, and we will discuss this next week again.
So let me ask you this, because President Trump clearly believes he has economic leverage over Europe to even push his other priorities, his non-trade priorities. Do you believe that Europe has perhaps underestimated trade leverage over the U.S.?
We are still always trying to have a really fair deal, and I'm not a friend of escalation. But if, for example, this products, I guess the USTR is calling them derivatives, if they will be not being brought back to the 15%, then of course we have to be also quite clear with our economic power. And no doubt about, we have also some leverage to be strong. But first of all, I'm trying to have a fair deal, and we are still in negotiation with USTR and Secretary of Commerce.
You and others have made the point that there is no standstill clause in the framework as it stands, binding, in effect, the parties to the terms of the deal. Do you trust that any final trade deal with the U.S. will hold, or might the president just change his mind the next day or the next week or the next month?
Yeah, that's really the problem. So there's no certainty, no predictability. And therefore, as I mentioned, we have, for three reasons, some concerns to conclude the agreement immediately. So we will really try to get some clarity in these 3 points. But of course, we have also a clear approach for having, let's say, safeguard clause. So if there is development, and you are quite right, of course, everybody is reading now Truth Social, the new communication platform of the US government. Mm-hmm. And day by day, we have some surprises there, also in the field of tariff. So if there is a development which is totally against this deal, then we have a safeguard mechanism that we can stop our legislation immediately. And certainly, I guess we need also some kind of sunset clause, so that we have a revision of this whole exercise in the light of the recent developments. So I guess the Parliament will also establish a sunset clause.
Is there unity in Europe on this? Because, of course, one criticism is that Europe considers these big measures and can't come together. We saw that, for instance, on the frozen Russian assets. Is there a unified European response to both trade policy but also Trump's moves against Greenland?
I think so. Of course, as I mentioned before, we want to have a fair deal, but it has to be fair on both sides. And at the moment, we have the impression that on the US side, it is not fair anymore. And therefore, we expect to get some clear answers and clear commitments. And therefore, we will have next week in the plenary of the European Parliament a debate on this situation, specifically, of course, regarding Greenland. And even in the Council, the second chamber of the democratic system of the European Union, there is more and more a clear position that we now have to look more to our economic security and strategic autonomy and have a more united, stronger position towards this unclear and always day-by-day surprising situation in the United States.
Always day by day surprising. You have that right. Bernd Lange, thanks so much for joining the program again.
It was a pleasure, as always.